This is the Royal Gwent Hospital in Newport. The A&E department here has just experienced its busiest January ever. We may not have had significant snow, but be under no illusions. Staff here say this winter is just as challenging as the last.
It's non-stop, it's constant, 24/7.
Trying to keep the system moving is Natalie, and with 7,000 people through the doors last month, that's no easy task.
So a lot of these patients have been here for over 12 hours, they're waiting for beds. The nursing staff are working to try and, give them the care that they need.
What's it like for you to know that some of these patients have been here that long?
It's not what we want, it's not what any of us come into nursing for. We came into nursing to care for people in the appropriate areas, so it's not what we want.
How does today rate compared to other days this winter?
So today's a busy day. It's not as busy as yesterday. Yesterday was an incredibly busy day, recovering from a very difficult weekend.
What sort of numbers are you seeing?
So we're seeing, on Sunday we saw 260 patients through the Royal Gwent. That's a really busy day for us, on a day when we know that we've already got a full medical assessment unit.
And again today, that unit's full of patients. With no space on the wards, Norma's been here 3 days.
It makes you really realise how the health service is under pressure, how many people are turning up here, and sometimes they shouldn't be here. I came in actually with a fit, but some of them, they've got finger ache, they shouldn't be here.
A short walk through the hospital and the high demand is clear to see. You're making use of every available space?
Yeah, we are making use of every available space. We don't want to nurse patients, as I mentioned earlier, in these spaces, but what we try to do is give them the treatment they need, and not always the right place, but they have that treatment in the safest way possible.
It's kind of the art of the possible, I suppose.
Yes, yeah, it is, I suppose. Yeah, it is an art. But I would still like to, the nursing staff here, they're still providing the best care they possibly can, and the medical staff as well.
Kathleen is ready to go home. She says the care she's received has been outstanding, but can see how hard staff are working to keep up.
But it's nice when they say, well, we'll take some blood and have it tested, and then if everything's okay, you can go home. It's all very straightforward, and I can see, the problems they've got with beds, or wherever you look, they seem to be wanting to stack them up quite a bit.
And in one of those beds, Danny.
They'll do whatever they can. They'll bend over backwards, and you can't fault it. It's just there's not enough room. The place ain't big enough. What we want is more money. More money.
And James is with me now. We saw Danny in the bed. They're ending your reports with a view held by many, it's probably fair to say.
I think it would be fair to say that. Of course, the Welsh Government would turn around and say, well, it's invested more millions of pounds before the winter to stave off these pressures. Per head, it's spending more on the NHS in Wales than the UK Government spends on the NHS in England. The Welsh Government would also point out there have been other areas of improvement. There are fewer ambulance delays outside hospitals, meaning patients are getting in quicker. But as I said in the piece, let's not fool ourselves. It might feel relatively mild out there at the moment, but winter is certainly here in health boards. That was a snapshot of just one hospital. Of course, the pressures are being felt across others as well in Wales, and also in some hospitals those pressures are even more severe. The message from staff, as always, is only use A&E if it's absolutely essential. After all, it stands for accident and emergency. It does not stand for anything and everything.
OK, loud and clear the message there. James, thank you very much indeed.